This Sunday is the Sunday before the Feast of the Ascension. The Feast of the Ascension is on the coming Thursday. And in most European countries, by the way, this is a start holiday where everything is closed to celebrate this day. However, before this day arrives, the resurrected Jesus talks to his disciple all kinds of farewell words before he ascends to heaven, and he has some interesting messages to say, but totally different from before. If I say before, I mean that he is not talking about teaching, preaching, and coaching in parables, or doing any healing or wonders. No. Here it is, and it is interesting to see that Jesus does not talk about any past, like, remember what I said, remember what you should do. That's what I would say if I say a farewell speech. I would talk how wonderful the times were we had together, and underneath I probably would put my finger up and would say, but now listen to me. Make sure you do what I said, and follow my instruction. And don't forget to feed the cats and water the flowers, keep my house clean, and also be nice to the neighbors. Because when I come back and you didn't do all of it, you will be in trouble. No, Jesus talks into the future the whole time without going back and saying, remember what I said. He just talks about the future only. And how does he do this? He says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. He's not saying like we probably would, if you will keep my commandments, I will love you. If you do your homework, I will love you. My lovely mother, back home in Germany, she can't hear me, is a quite liberal person, but also a very strong one. And as a child, I had to do so much every day to practice the violin or my voice for the voice choir. And but there was not much love when she realized I didn't have done my work. So where was I? But today I have the profit out of it. And I can sing almost everything and everywhere and have a great satisfaction from it. But it needed almost 20 or 30 years that I realized that all this nagging and pushing was all just pure love. The police officer who enforces the law and commandments will not answer to you like Jesus when he pulls you over for speeding. And imagine the judges in courts would judge with the words, if you love, you will keep the commandments. It sounds more like, if you don't keep the law, you will be punished. If you follow the rules of my house, I will love you. If you follow the rules, here in this church, it's called the canon law, then we will love you. So you better sit in your bench, have your envelope ready, and follow on page 68 in the Green Book, and kneel. And that's what we did in the past, and that's what's good now. And make sure you come back often enough. The vestry book will keep track of how many are out on Sunday. And that's what our bishop is measuring us on. So it's important to have these numbers. And if you do all that, we will love you. Of course, it might sound extreme. And this is not how we really mean it, but that's how it comes very often across. I count myself into that people, by the way, that act one or the other times exactly like that. No, Jesus comes to his disciples, and never mind They had rules up to their ears at that time. They lived in especially the Jewish tradition. Jesus comes and says, it's the other way around. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. He does not say, if you will keep my commands, I will love you. You know how difficult this for us is. Because we humans, we too often do it exactly the other way around. Actually, we think always first, you have to obey and then you receive respect. To bring some examples up that we do it the other way around, like Jesus, is more difficult for us. But it happens. We know that children love their parents, doesn't matter what. Children do not judge their parents, at least not to a certain age. And also know that they will be loved, always. Of course, we disagree. We have troubles, and we argue, and so on. But last but not least, there is a love, and mistakes are forgiven, even forgotten. Very easy because we love our parents, and they love us. Even with rules in the family, yes, but there is unconditional love. That could be a description of the relationship we have with God. For the Bach Festival, we're just practicing in the chamber choirs, and the Bach motets and the motets are high theological. However, the one hymn is included in there with a verse that fits here. As the Father feels compassion, love for his young little child, so does the Lord all of us. If we feel pure childlike awe, he knows how weak is our strength. God is aware we are only dust, like grass before the rake, a flower falling leaf. The wind has only to blow over it, and it is there no more. And so man passes away, his end is near him. A statement of God's love and the perspective of our lives. Who do we think we are sometimes? Now let's have a look at the commandments. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. If I hear the word commandments, the first story that I can picture as a good raised Christian is Moses. Moses, when the people of Israel in the desert waited for Moses going up the mountain Sinai and receiving the 10 commandments, and he comes down with his heavy stone engraved in 10 commandments.